From the heart of Wayne County, this is Wayne Goldsboro Television, Goldsboro, North Carolina.
Today's Tuesday, it's August 9th, 2016. And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television. I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
Can you believe it's already, August is over a week old already. I know, I'm so sorry. But it's moving along very quickly. Merry Christmas to you too.
Yes,
Have
yes.
you done
Happy
your shopping?
New Year.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, happy 4th of July already. Anyway, we're moving along quickly. And today being the Tuesday, I've got to tell you about this. I was going to do it yesterday, but I dropped it and lost it. But here we go. Today is the Wayne County Red Cross Donor Appreciation Blood Drive, and this is going on at the Red Cross office at 600 North George Street in Goldsboro. Today from 9 until 6. Now that's a long blood drive.
Yes.
And they're doing this for a reason. It's summertime, and in summertime, the Red Cross usually has a problem with blood drives. It's because people are on vacation, they're not thinking about giving blood, but this is when it's most critical. The critical need for blood is now, and if you can help, today between this morning 9 o'clock and 6 p.m. tonight, you can make your life-saving appointment and go give blood. Save 3 lives with 1 unit of blood. You can make your appointment by going to redcrossblood.org. redcrossblood.org. Make your appointment, and if you don't do that and you happen to be out and you say, "Oh man, I forgot to do that," well, go anyway. Go anyway.
Go anyway.
Do not stop. Do not do anything. Just go to the Red Cross office, 600 North George Street. Easy to find. The big sign outside that says Red Cross. Big flag pole with the flag flying, the American flag, of course. But we need your blood. I want your blood.
I
Blood.
want your blood. That was gross.
But
But seriously, and if you're just now learning of this and you're going, there's no way I can go today, they collect blood. Well, the Red Cross nationwide collects blood every day of the year but one day. So 364 days a year the Red Cross is collecting blood. Now,
Right.
if you're a blood donor and you've been a blood donor, thank you. Please continue to donate. If you've never donated before and you're a little nervous, contact the Red Cross. They'll answer any questions you've got. You can come sit down and talk with somebody if you're a little nervous, and ask people around you. I guarantee you, if you ask somebody in your circle, be it at work or a family or friend or church member, they'll be able to share their experience, and it's not painful. It doesn't take long. And if you can't donate blood for whatever reason, but you want to support, the Red Cross will not turn away any financial support or any volunteering. If you've got time or resources or energy that you'd like to help, they would welcome it.
boy, that is so true. And you know what? I personally experienced a person giving blood for the first time. The last blood drive we went to, which was recent, I don't think she'd mind my telling. Anyway, I won't mention a name, but I saw a person who had become of age, because there are restrictions on age. You have to have parents' permission. But this person gave blood for the very first time, and there was a little bit of a problem. But you know what? She was a trooper. She went right through there. She understands how things happen, but she went right through there. It didn't hurt, but she gave blood for the very first time. She's going to do it again, too. I'm so proud of her.
That's awesome.
Dear friend of mine.
That is wonderful.
Proud of her.
Very good.
Anyway, it was great, and she can't wait to do it again. Anyway,
But you got to wait how many days?
you have to wait 56 days before you can give again,
That's right.
which is,
That's
you
right.
might as well say 2 months.
Yeah.
56 days you can
Yeah,
give
it's
blood.
time for me to give again.
Is it already?
Yes,
Yeah.
I need to make my way over there.
I'm almost ready. GWTA, if you want to learn how to use public transportation, GWTA is our bus system here in Wayne County. You can learn how to use the routes in Goldsboro. Director Fred Fontana will be at the Peggy Seeger Senior Center on East Ash Street August 10th, which is tomorrow, from 10:30, and he will be sharing with seniors any updates concerning transportation in Wayne County. Now, they've changed the routes a little bit. There's some difference now on some of the routes, and they're just trying to tweak it and make it better for everybody. More stops, more or better places and better ways to run these routes more efficiently and being able to move the most people in the shortest amount of distance and time. Seniors will have an opportunity to voice concerns, where they can ask Fred questions. The event is open to the public. Anybody can go to this. Tomorrow morning at 10:30 at the Seeger Senior Center on East Ash Street. If you want information about this, you can call Paula at 919-705-1785, 705-1785. And you're going to learn all about GWTA. That used to be called Gateway, and Fred will quickly correct you. It's not Gateway, it's GWTA.
And he's a smart man.
Oh,
he is a good man.
Just as down to earth. He's very approachable. And he loves talking to people. But he is very sharp. And we should be very proud of our GWTA transit system here. He's done an amazing job with it. Very successful. All right, we'll go to our next segment.
Yes.
Oh, that was good. Woo! Whoopee! I like that. Go to our next segment, and after that, we'll be back with more on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Our guests today come from the Beekeepers of the Neuse, and that would be Mr. Buddy Scott, who's president of the Beekeepers. Buddy, appreciate you being here. And Joe Daniels is the events coordinator for Beekeepers of the. Thank you for being here.
Thank you.
How nice. No one has been in the past year or so I know there's a lot of things happening, and with the Beekeepers of the Neuse. Buddy, first of all, tell me about the Beekeepers of the Neuse. I mean, it's an organization, of course, and you keep bees. Is that about right?
That's correct. We serve Wayne and some of the surrounding counties. We have members I know from Sampson County,
right,
Duplin County. We're here to promote bees and beekeeping. Bees are important to our agriculture system and to everybody individually. 1/3 of all the food that you eat is pollinated by a honeybee.
1/3 of everything that is eaten
1/3
comes from the result of bee pollination.
Right.
So this is more than just a hobby, isn't it? This is more than a hobby for kids. This is something very serious. This is agriculture.
It's a major part of agriculture. Billions of dollars of crops are dependent on honeybee pollination, and our club strives to educate people. If you have an event that you like some education about bees, we have different ones that will come out and bring bees to educate you about what happens with bees, how to take care of them. We have a school that we sponsor in the spring that lasts about 5 weeks. And when you finish that school, you can be certified as a beekeeper.
Let's go back to the importance of bees in agriculture. Now, my understanding is, and you don't see it around here so much, but in the Midwest and in the western states, there are actually tractor trailers full of beehives that travel from farm to farm, and they rent out these bees, if you will, to pollinate the farms.
That is correct.
Tractor trailers full of beehives.
That is correct. And what most people don't know, there are operations like that in North Carolina.
Is there really?
Yes.
How about that? I didn't realize
they travel up and down the East Coast from Florida to Maine.
Yeah.
They also send trucks to California because the almond trees can only be pollinated by a honeybee. So there are thousands of trucks that go to California.
Where the almond trees are.
Yes.
The almonds are. Well, I didn't realize they were here that much in North Carolina, but it simply makes sense because we're such an agriculture state.
Blueberries.
Blueberries.
Produce.
Oh yeah.
We're a large produce producer.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we love produce.
Yes, we do.
Yes, we do. I mean, a meal's not a meal without a salad, really. And all this is because of, how does this happen? What do the bees do? What's pollinating? What's pollination? What is that?
The flower, when it opens, has different flower parts. and the pollen has to get from one part of the flower to the other. And when the honeybee goes in after the nectar, most of the time, the bee's body has an electrical charge, and it attracts the pollen. So when he goes from flower, or she, most of these are female. When they go from flower to flower, they distribute that pollen, which helps to pollinate the flowers.
So most worker bees are females, is that?
93%, 97% of the beehive are female.
What are the guys doing?
Hanging around.
Hanging around. Yeah, those bums.
So when it got down away.
All right, well, but then they once they're charged and the pollen is attracted to the body of the bee goes from that point to another flower.
Right.
And so the process continues and it begins and then continues flower to flower to flower.
Correct.
How far from their hive will these bees travel?
For them to be efficient, normally about 2 miles or so.
They will go as far as 2 miles.
They will fly up to 5 miles.
My goodness.
But then you get into an efficiency factor of them getting too tired to bring the load back.
Yeah.
Because they bring the pollen back that is attached to their body, and also they have pouches on their legs that they store it in to transport it, because they use it to feed the baby bees.
Aha. Okay. Well, then where does the honey come from?
When the bee goes to a flower,
I'm trying to get a lesson here, you know.
He'll give you one.
You send me a bill for this, okay?
when this worker bee goes to a flower for the nectar, they suck it in through a proboscis. So
Proboscis. Can we say that on television? I guess we can. That's his nose, isn't it? Or his snout.
But that nectar goes into what's called a honey stomach, which is separate from their digestive stomach.
Okay.
In the honey stomach, there are enzymes that they mix with this nectar. When they go back to the hive, they regurgitate this nectar into a honey cell. And when that's full, then the bees cap it off and it would be honey.
Wow.
But they have to dry it down to like 18.6% moisture before they cap it.
Well, they got little moisture thermometers in the... I guess not. They know. They know.
They spent millions of years developing this system.
Well, they got it right. Everybody loves honey. Honey's the only food that doesn't spoil.
That's correct.
The only one. The only food that doesn't spoil.
They have found some in the Egyptian pyramids.
Yeah.
That they uncrystallize. When honey gets a certain age, or certain ones do it at different temperatures, whatever, but it will crystallize. And there's nothing wrong with that water. I mean, that honey, even though it looks like crystallized sugar.
Right.
You can put it in hot water, set it in the sunlight, and it will liquefy.
I want to know who was the person who went into King Tut's tomb and found 2,000-year-old jars of honey and said, "Gee, that looks pretty good. I think I'll try it." 2,000 or so years old. What made somebody do? Well, it doesn't really matter. We don't know his name anyway, do we? So, moving on from there. So, the Beekeepers of the Neuse, you educate, you have events, you teach people and children about the importance of bees and how we benefit from them.
That's correct. The members in our club, if it's a new beekeeper like Joe, we sort of assign them a mentor, or they select a mentor, somebody that lives close to them, and then we try to work with that person one-on-one to be sure that they're educated about beekeeping.
And coming up, there is an event to be held. Is that right, Joe? And this is your thing.
This is my thing.
What is
On
it?
August 20th at the Waynesborough Park, we have our National Honeybee Day Celebration.
Oh boy.
And it's going to be a lot of fun. It's a family-oriented event. We've got 4 local bands this year, everything from a mixture of top 40 to beach to the flat mountain dulcimers. We've got everybody. So it's going to be a lot of entertainment, as far as that.
Yeah.
We've got our wonderful food concessions, funky food, fresh food is going to be there. And of course, they've been at the Downtown Jam several times, so some people are familiar with them. We have lots of demonstrations as far as the beekeeping. We will have a live bee observation hive, so you can actually see the bees working. We'll have clubber members.
These are mainly women
Yes.
bees.
Yes.
And the guys are bums. They're out lying
Yeah,
around.
leave them at home. No. There will be farm equipment. The farm club will be. It's kind of three events in one because the park will be open. The antique farm club will be there, and
great.
of course we'll be there as well. We have developed a new concept this year that's called the Beehive.
Imagine that.
Imagine that.
Wow.
Yes, the Beehive.
Who would have thought? I mean,
Who would have thought?
really.
Anyway,
Yeah.
but what the Beehive is it is a children's educational and activity center. That we are concentrating on the education of children about bees through coloring, through scavenger hunts, we have a new bee this year who is our mascot little bee.
A newbie.
A newbie.
I got it.
Yes, I'm a newbie. She's a newbie in a bee suit. But anyway.
You could be a newbie too. I
You
feel a
can be
song here.
You could be a
newbie too. You could be a newbie. I like that. I'll just write that down.
But we will be having a Name the Bee contest.
Name the bee.
And there will be prizes for that. There'll be prizes for the scavenger hunt. There'll be face painting. There's going to be a demonstration from the ladies over at Charles B. Aycock of the candle dipping, wax candle dipping.
Whoa, that's great.
We're also
With beeswax.
with beeswax, yeah.
Well, of course.
Yeah. And
You wouldn't want any of that store-bought stuff.
no.
No.
And then we also have one of the members of the club who is going to be demonstrating what is really a lost art, and that's pine needle basket weaving.
Really?
Yes, really, we certainly are.
That is really a lost
Yes.
art.
So we have a multitude of vendors. We have bee equipment vendors. As I said, our club will be there. We'll be answering any questions about the bees, about the equipment. The equipment will be there for people to actually see. And again, in the beehive, we will actually have a hive, not with any bees in it, but a hive where the children can go and take the parts apart, see exactly how it's set up. We're planning to have hopefully small children size beekeeping suits,
Right.
so they can actually see how it feels to be inside
Inside
that
a
suit
suit,
and what
yeah.
they're dealing with, is being able to see, out of it, and it's just going to be a lot of fun for them.
It sounds like a lot of fun, especially putting on the bee suit. Buddy, when you see people working with bees, pardon me, you often, and they're wearing the bee suit, sometimes they're not.
Correct.
Because a lot of times, in handling the bees, someone who is really experienced, the bees are fine. They're not aggressive. And what does the smoke do when they're carrying these smoke pots around? What does that do?
It sort of calms them down. It really masks the scent. There's a scent, a pheromone in the hive that they communicate with. And it kind of masks that scent so they can't communicate quite as well.
So they just calm down and
They calm down.
they be cool.
That'd be cool.
Some people think that when they smell the smoke, they gorge themselves on honey because
Whoa.
they think it's a forest fire.
Oh,
So they're loading up supplies so they
Yeah.
can fly off and take it with them.
I got it.
But when the smoke goes away, then they calm back down and
And realize there's no fire. They're not
Right.
in danger.
right.
Okay. How do people take these bees and they cover themselves with them? Do they lather themselves with honey or what? What do they do?
They can use honey or they can use a pheromone that attracts the bees to them. I've seen that, and it's cool, but your eyes are very important to you. I recommend that you wear a veil all the time.
At all times when dealing with bees.
Yes.
Yeah. Is there a particular part of the body that the bees go for if they feel they're in danger when they're swarming? Is there?
Well, the swarming is not shouldn't be associated with that. Swarming is when they're multiplying in the spring.
Oh, okay.
The old queen will leave and take half of the hive with her, and when they're swarming, that is the gentlest they will ever be.
Oh,
You can walk up and pick them up with your hands.
I'd rather
work
not.
with them anyway. I mean, but they're very calm at that point in time.
okay. Well, what about when they are aggressive? When they've been startled or when they feel danger? And this runs throughout the entire hive, doesn't it? I mean, when one bee feels danger, they say he gets on the trumpet and says, all right, we got to do something here.
Bees normally, when you're a threat to them, they will fly out and they will bump you. They'll fly into you and fly off, and they're telling you go away. And if you don't listen, then they get more aggressive.
Uh-huh.
Now each one of those bees has a position in life on certain days, and these are guard bees. Their position is to guard the hive.
Uh-huh.
And he will bring in reinforcements. When they sting you, it puts off a pheromone that says, "Come here and attack."
Uh-huh.
So that's why a lot of people get multiple stings.
And when that happens, that bee dies, doesn't it?
That's correct. It pulls the venom sac and the stinger out of that bee, and that bee will die.
That bee will die. So, and honeybees, these are honeybees that do this. This is not, these are not wasp. Wasp will attack you anyway, regardless.
And
they can be quite aggressive.
They can sting you multiple times.
And hornets, yes, same way. But honeybees are not aggressive. They'll warn you first, go away.
They are defensive, they are not offensive.
Okay.
They're protecting what they've got there.
This is a whole nother world, isn't it?
It is.
And it's wonderful.
Right, yeah, it is. It sounds. So if anybody's interested, we've got your email address on the screen. They can contact you, I would guess.
Yes.
How often do you meet?
We meet once a month, the third Thursday, at 7 o'clock at the Wayne Center, the Wayne Agriculture Center.
All right. The third Thursday, 7 o'clock at Wayne Center.
That's correct.
And that would be in the auditorium area.
Right. The big building. And a lot of times we're there before that, and we stay after that, because that's when the club members get together and socialize and talk. And we normally have a speaker, an educational speaker at every meeting. But there's a lot of knowledge gained before the meeting and after the meeting.
Great. So, Joe, this is the Bee Day is at Waynesborough Park, which is on 117 South, right across from the National Guard Armory.
From 9 until 3.
9 until 3. That's 117 bypass. From 9 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon. And this is not the first. This is what, the third or fourth bee thing out at the Waynesborough Park?
This is the third.
Third one. Okay.
Yes.
And has been well attended each year, and the attendance keeps growing. And this is on the 20th, I think you said.
Yes, sir.
From 9 to 3.
And like you said, we're hoping that we will have more and more people coming, because we have tried so hard to get the word out that that's what we're doing. I mean, we're in Our State magazine, we're in SE, we're working with the Neuse Argus, we're working with Go, we're working with Buzz. We've had a lot of support in promoting this, and I'm just so pleased. I could just buzz around.
Okay, that's a bee joke.
That's
right?
a bee joke.
I got it.
That's a bee joke.
Okay,
That's a bee joke. Yeah.
All right. Well, Buddy Scott, President. Yes. Any final words?
I talked to a lady last year that came from Newbern specifically to attend this bee event.
Is that right?
That's correct.
Newbern.
Newbern.
All right. Well, Buddy, I appreciate you coming in. And so people from Newbern are welcome to attend.
Oh, yes.
Everywhere.
I
yes.
guess people from Phoenix, if they wanted to drive over, they'd be welcome as well.
Absolutely.
All right. So if you live in Phoenix, here you go. Joe, thank you.
Thank you. And it's going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, it will be fun.
lot of fun.
Yes, it will be a lot of fun. All right. Thanks a lot, folks. I appreciate your
Well,
being here.
thank you for having us with you today.
And we're back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Hello.
Hello.
We have a golf tournament on the 12th, which is sometime this week. Today being the 9th, so it'll be 3 days from now. August 12th at Goldsboro Municipal, $200 per team. The format is a 4-man Super Ball. There's a $100 hole per hole sponsor. $30 mulligan package, which is 2 tee busters, 2 mulligans. Closest to the pin and longest drive prizes. This is to benefit with all proceeds going to Chase. It's Chasing a Cure. Young fellow here that this is what it's all about. But,
That's right.
You can participate by sending a check to and made payable to Waynesboro Delta Waterfowl. And you can send it to Waynesboro Delta Waterfowl, 307 Friendswood Drive, Goldsboro. And if you would, in the check where it says memo, if you would put in there golf tournament in the memo. All righty?
Yes.
let's see, what makes today special? Let's find out how special today is. Did you know that today is International Day of World's Indigenous People?
Oh,
Yeah.
did not know that.
Yes, I did not know that either. International Day of the World's Indigenous People. Today's Veep Day, and I presume that's VP, Vice President Day. So if you're a vice president, today's your day,
Today's
buddy.
your day.
That's right. Or ma'am.
Yes.
That's right. That's right. Tube the Neuse coming up the 13th, which I think is this Saturday. That would be this Saturday.
It
the
is.
13th. 9 o'clock. You can register online for the 9 o'clock kickoff, Tubing the Neuse, and for $10 you get the tube, the inner tube, you get the you get a T-shirt, and you get transportation. They just don't let you roll down the river and let you sit there for the rest of your life, having to hitchhike or thumb back, or maybe set up a lean-to and camp for the next 12 years, waiting for somebody to come get you. They will not do that.
No, they won't. No, they won't.
They provide transportation. Anyway.
They do. Another great activity by the Parks and Rec. Their sponsors for this is Bicycle World and Prince Tire Company.
That's right.
So if you're looking for things to do outdoors year-round or any kind of recreational activity, do check out the City of Goldsboro Parks and Recreation. You can find them on their website, on the city's website, on Facebook. All around town, they're doing a lot of cool things.
They really are. You know,
For all ages.
They have an amazing staff over there with Russell and Adam and everybody there.
Scott Barnard and
Scott
Felicia.
Barnard.
I mean, everybody's incredible.
They are. They really, and they're smart, and they come up with some of the greatest ideas for entertainment and for activity,
That's right.
which I find entertaining, frankly. You think I'd get out there? Pfft. Yeah, I would, but it is entertaining. But anyway, let's look at today's.
I can't. Go ahead.
Okay. I will not use snakes. Okay, so snakes is out.
Okay, thank you.
Except here's a good one.
Just do it.
No,
Just do it.
no.
Just
It's not
do
like
it.
it's not
Just
like
do it. You don't care about my insecurities. Just do it.
anybody who saw the movie Escape from New York and Escape from L.A. was played by an actor who played the character Snake Plissken.
Oh, it's not real snakes.
That's not, well, not that quick. I've got 3 questions on here, and that one was the least offensive to you.
Okay, thank you.
Snake Plissken was played by who? Who played Snake Plissken? Here's a good clue for you. His father was an extremely well-known character actor who was one of the stars, not main star, but a character actor on Bonanza. He was in many, many dozens and dozens and dozens of westerns from way back in the 50s all the way up to the 70s. His father is an extremely well-known actor, but by face only. You don't know his name.
Poor guy.
Really? Anyway, he's one of my favorites. He played good guy, bad guy, sheriff, non-sheriff, bank robber, everybody. His father did. Now, the guy that played Snake Plissken is married to a very lovely lady. And you'll know her too. But Snake Plissken is played by what actor in the movies Escape from L.A. and Escape from New York? Okay, that's a trivia question for today. All right. Very quickly, before we get to the next segment, Precinct 13 polling place has changed. It's now on Election Day. If you live in Precinct 13, you will go to the Central Heights Free Will Baptist Church on Urban Drive in Goldsboro. Now, where is that? I'll tell you how you can find out. You call the Board of Elections office.
That's right.
It's 919-731-1411. 731-1411, 1411. So on Election Day, if you live in Precinct 13, you will go to a different location. They can tell you how to get there. We'll go to our next segment. We'll be back in a moment on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Boom. Today we're at 207 East Chestnut Street in Goldsboro, which happens to be the address of our Wayne County Sheriff's Office. And we're here today with George Williams. George, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Wayne. Good to see you.
Appreciate
Glad
you.
to be here.
Appreciate you talking with us.
Thank you.
We want to talk to you about a special event that's going to be coming up.
Yeah.
And this was your idea. You're putting it together, and you're getting since everybody's found out about your idea, you're getting a lot of support, a lot of help. What's going on?
Yeah. Well, back the latter part of June, I began to think about how much I appreciated our law enforcement. And I often thought about the times that when I served on a rescue squad for 15 years, back in the late 80s and early 90s, of how much I appreciated the efforts that they gave and provided for us squad boys. They oftentimes kept us from getting hurt, I imagine, with guns, the way people handled guns and knives and everything else, and I appreciated it so much, and I oftentimes didn't tell them thank you enough. So I decided I'd get me together a crew, a committee, a steering committee, and I went to work on it, and I talked to my daughter. She and I decided we'd get a group together, so I got 4 more members to join me, and this is where we are. We're going to have a lunch for all the law enforcement officers in the county, city police, deputy sheriffs, highway patrol. Everyone in the county is going to be invited on September the 8th at the Wayne Center. And we're going to just have a dinner and show them how much we appreciate them for what they've done and what they're going to do in the future. And I look forward to that dinner.
Well, George, I'll tell you what, that sounds like a great idea, and there's already a lot of people involved. Where's the food coming from?
The food's coming from McCall's Barbecue, and we're going to have barbecue and fried chicken, potatoes, and slaw and hush puppies and iced tea and water, about anything. We'll feed everybody. Randy said he had enough food to feed every county officer in this county.
And as Grandpa Jones used to say, yum, yum.
Yeah, that's right, yum, yum. But Randy said he could take care of all the food, so I'm hoping to get at least 200 or more. And so we're going to start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and run until 7, and down at the Wayne Center. The feeding will be there, and the only thing we're going to do is just come in and eat, and you can leave when you get through eating if you want to. We're hoping to have some officials from the state here, but we don't know for sure on that yet, but that's what we're working for now. So I just look for a great evening, a great time. My committee consists of my daughter, Denise Combs, and she works for Wayne Surgical Associates here in town, office manager there. And then Sheriff Larry Pierce's better half, Miss Rita.
She is much better.
Yeah, she's better. And then Susie Daniels, who's the wife of Jeff Daniels,
Yep.
and then retired police chief Jackie Ward.
Jackie Ward.
That's the 5 of us that's on the committee, and we're going to have a meeting this coming week and this week and get everything ironed out. We think we got pretty much everything ironed out already, but we're going to ask for donations from any individual or business. We already have some churches that are volunteering to make an offering for, and we're just telling them we want you to feed a cop.
Feed a cop.
Feed a cop
like
on September the 8th.
You know, George, for as long as anybody can ever remember, there's been law enforcement everywhere.
Yep, that's right.
As long as from way back in colonial times,
That's
and even
right.
and further back.
Right.
But do you really know what they do? And I would venture to say that most people are not aware of the day-to-day routine that our law enforcement goes through, and that's a sheriff, that's the sheriff's office, that's local police. Each department, each community has its own police department.
Right.
The hospital has a police office. The school, the Wayne Community College and University of Mount Olive, they all have security and police. But these people, most people just don't know everything that they go through and what they have to put up with. It's not an easy job, and
No.
it's a tough job. And
they don't get paid half what they deserve.
No, they certainly don't. And I would hope that most people would at least have the spirit to go up and thank a police officer or a law enforcement official or a sheriff's officer. Thank them for what they do.
Yeah.
They're protecting you and me. They're
That's
protecting
right.
us.
And even, Wayne, I had an experience just 3 weeks ago. I ran up on a roadblock here in town, and it was quite a few city police officers there. And, of course, they were checking driver's license. And I handed my driver's license to this young man, and he looked at it, and he said, "You can go, Mr. Williams." I said, "Well, I want to tell you, I appreciate the good job you guys are doing. And he stopped. He said, of course, he knew what my name was because he just looked at my driver's
Right.
license. He said, Mr. Williams, I've never had anybody tell me
Really?
that before.
That's a crying shame.
Never before.
I always
And I said,
thank
well,
him.
I thank you.
I thank him every time I see him.
Amen. Me too, buddy.
Every time I go through a traffic check or anything like that, I thank the officer there for what they're doing, because they're in danger right there.
Exactly
Anything
right.
could happen at that point. These people put their lives on the line for us. Yeah, they get paid for it, but they don't have to. They could do something. They could do anything.
That's right.
And let me tell you. Let me get on my soapbox here just a minute, George.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
There's very few things that really irritate me, but one thing that I have to admit really gets under my skin is for a parent to try and correct a child by saying, "Don't do that. I'll get a policeman to come put you in jail."
Yeah.
Or I'll get somebody to come take you away.
Yeah.
And it frightens the child into thinking that the law enforcement is not their friends.
That's
well,
right.
law enforcement is your friend, my
Exactly.
friend. They are your friend.
Exactly.
And you have to understand that. And don't ever, ever tell a child that somebody's going to take them and put them in jail, because it scares the child. It makes them think that law enforcement is not their friends.
That's
Well,
right.
you got to stop doing that. And I don't want to hear anybody say that.
At age 77, which is what I am,
Get out of here.
77, I have always admired law enforcement. Highway patrolmen, city cops. Yeah, I've made some mistakes. I've done some things that was wrong, and I've got caught. But
No,
it's been
not
very,
you.
very, very, very few times. And I've never been into jail, but one time in Wayne County, and that was when I went on a rescue call to pick up somebody that tried to hurt themselves.
Right.
The only time I ever been into jail. But I've lived here all of my life. I've been a resident of the county. I've served on the boards with Crime Stoppers Board. I've served on the board with Red Cross. Served for 15 years on the rescue squad, and I just continue to want to do something for somebody else. That's what my mother and dad always taught me.
Well, there you go. There you go. Well, you know, George, everybody makes mistakes.
That's right.
And even people who end up behind bars, it doesn't mean that doesn't mean they're bad people.
That's
it
right.
just simply means they made a mistake.
Yeah.
Now, the second, third, or fourth time, that's different.
That's
but
exactly
if
right.
they end up there the first time, anybody can make a mistake. So the message is, don't be afraid of law enforcement, because indeed they are your friends. And for crying out loud, if a law enforcement person, male, female, whatever, tells you to stop,
Stop.
you stop right there.
That's right.
If he said put your hands up, you put your hands
That's
up. Don't run.
You're
That's the
right.
worst thing in the world you can
You're
do.
right. I sat when the Dallas episode came on TV and watched the newspaper, and 5 people lost their lives in Dallas. And since then, you know, Wayne, we have had a loss in the United States in law enforcement officers. The last count I had last week was 34. And probably...
That's in recent days.
That's
recent.
And recently we've had a third to almost a half of that in the last 2 or 3 months.
Yes.
And if it keeps going at that rate, it just makes me sick to think about it. We've got people in this United States, thank God we don't have them in North Carolina so far, but we may have. We may have them right here in Wayne County. And I told the sheriff, I'd hate to see CNN or Fox News or ABC or NBC come camp out here in front of the courthouse because of some law officer been shot and killed.
I'm going to say
I
something.
dread that.
Let me say this. There have been times, and I have heard recently, where some of our law enforcement people have been threatened.
Oh, yeah.
That happens every day.
Every day.
Every single day they're threatened.
Yep.
What do? Do they go home and hide?
Nope.
No.
Come right back to work the next
They
day.
come back to work and they do their job. These people are their jobs and their lives are on the line here.
That's right.
They've got to do their job. So when a law enforcement person, police, sheriff, highway patrol, whatever, tells you to stop, you follow
Stop.
instructions, you stop.
Exactly.
If he tells you to put your hand on your head, you put your hands on your head. It's like doing the hokey pokey, I
That's
guess,
right.
isn't it?
That's right. Do what they say.
Do what they say.
Let me give you one other tip. I want to tell everybody, if you would like to make a contribution to our efforts, our goal is approximately $4,000 for everything.
That's the goal.
That's the goal.
It's not much of a
Approximately
goal. It's not
$4,000.
much
It's
of a-
not a whole lot.
not a
In
whole
fact,
lot,
it's a
George.
small amount for a county as big as we have here in the county. But if you'd like to make a contribution from an individual or a business or a church or the doctors or the lawyers, whoever it might be, you can make the checks payable to Friends of Law Enforcement and mail it to me, to my post office box, which is 10217, Goldsboro 27533.
All right, that's to Friends of
Law Enforcement. Make a check payable to Friends of Law Enforcement and mail it to me at my post office box 10217.
10217.
Right, and its zip code's 27533.
All right.
And all the money that we raise, if we raise more than is needed to pay for what we have today, we will donate to charity.
All right.
Or possibly we'll just think about having it and making it an annual event and do it again next year.
I think that's a great idea. Let's do it every year.
Let's do it every year. We'll look forward to doing that, and I don't see no reason, if you and I are around, we can't do it next year.
Well,
I plan on being around.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
too.
me too.
I'm not going anywhere. All right, George Williams, thank you, buddy.
Thank you, my
appreciate
friend.
it.
I appreciate it, Wayne.
Thank you.
Thank you for all your efforts too.
We are back on Wayne Goldsboro Television. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you.
Right. No, thank you.
No, thank you.
No.
Hey, what are you doing this Friday?
Spend Friday, a typical Friday, doing stuff, What's going on?
Friday? You better be at the Paramount Theater.
Oh,
yeah.
This Friday?
Yes.
Oh, my goodness.
Friday.
That's why you were looking at me
Friday.
like, this Friday?
What is wrong
Oh,
with you?
yes. Well,
This Friday, this guy and this girl and some other cast of characters, I think that's safe to say, we're going to be at the Paramount Theater, and there's still time for you to get tickets to join us. We are participating in a lip sync battle. We are going to silence our voices for others.
Yes,
So
that's
this
true.
is an incredible community effort brought by Curtis Media Group. Is behind this effort and has pulled in a lot of people to bring awareness to mental health. So often, this is something Carol has said a lot, talking about this leading up to it, that a lot of illnesses and disease and things that we know people that it faces, it has a voice. So one thing that doesn't is mental illness, and it has been said that people, when somebody talks about mental illness, it turns into only whispers. So we're going to stop the whispers Friday night,
that's right.
and we're going to silence our voices and do some incredible lip syncing to different songs. I know his, he knows mine. We're not telling anybody. I'll tell you, I'm wearing a wig with mine.
Are you really?
Yeah,
Me
I'm
too.
going all out.
Yeah.
But it's going to be Friday night, and you're really not going to want to miss it. There's a great lineup of, as I said, a cast of characters. So it'll be an entertaining night, but it will also be an educational night. We'll hear from some community members who will share their story and their kind of battles in life and how they've overcome them. And as with everything, when we go through trials in life, we overcome them when we extend a hand to other people or when other people have done the same for us. So it's an important message.
So the question will be, is it real or is it Memorex?
Yeah.
Well, it'll probably be Memorex.
Yeah.
For about
I need to
everybody.
make sure they don't accidentally turn on my mic, because I kind of like sing mine with it.
Oh, do you really?
A little bit.
So you'll be, oh boy. So
Yeah, and it would be really bad. It would be really bad.
Really?
My 5-year-old did not realize what lip singing meant. And do you know what she said? Mommy, you don't sing very good.
Did you?
It's like, Grace.
Well, Grace has been with us
true.
here in the
Yes.
studio, and I'm
She
not
acts
surprised.
kind of like her mama.
Yeah.
This is what she did.
She sounds just like you too, by the
Wow.
way, which is really good. That's a good thing. But anyway, this is Friday night, and we're looking forward to that. Boy, it's going to be a great show.
It is. And we want it sold out. They're only $15 a ticket. That's it.
That is
Come on
so
out.
low. That's not enough, frankly.
And somebody's going to be named the champion of this. And I
They call me names.
really need you to place some votes. I'm going to give a little shout out to my friend Wayne and all that he does. And you can give him a vote, but make sure you give the rest. Please, I won't vote. I want like bragging rights against this guy.
Well, it's going to be a great evening, and there's people like Octavius Murphy, there's Aaron Fonseca, there's Becky Craig from the hospital, there's you, And then Jeff Farrell from the radio station, and of course Carol.
Yes.
Yeah, Carol and I will be opening the program. Can't tell you.
Kurt Keller.
Kurt, oh yeah, and Jeff
Holtz.
Holtz and Kurt Keller, the two main.
What?
I didn't say maniacs. I didn't say that. You know, but
Not afraid of the stage.
No, not at all. And I'm sure I left somebody out, and I'm sorry if I did. But gee whiz, what a great evening and event that's going to be. And tickets are only $15. Call now, 919-583-8432, 919-583-8432, or go online to GoldsboroParamount.com.
Easy.
Easy peasy.
We want to see you.
Yeah, that's right. And by the way, the ticket office there is open until 5 o'clock if you happen to be downtown.
Ooh.
Our trivia question for today, category was snakes, and I did ask the question after all about snakes. The question is, who played the character Snake Plissken in the protagonist Escape from New York, as the protagonist in Escape from New York and Escape from L.A.? The two movies, Escape from New York and Escape from L.A., and I don't think either one of these movies had snakes in it. Just the character act, just the actor. All right. He also had a very famous father. His father's name was Bing. He was married to a lovely lady by the name of Goldie Hawn. Well, actually, they weren't even married. They were just together.
Wait, so what's his name?
Kurt Russell.
Oh, come on.
Kurt Russell played Snake Plissken in those two movies. His father, Bing, was an enormous, not a big guy, but I mean, he was a big-time character actor who played in every Western ever made, I think.
I hope we do this again tomorrow, and I hope I get one right.
Oh, you
I'm
will.
out 2 this week. I didn't get
Well,
Mondays or
excellent.
Tuesdays.
Okay, so Kurt Russell, the answer to today's trivia question. I want to close on this note. Special Olympics, Wayne County. This is a golf tournament that's coming up on the 18th of August at Goldsboro Municipal Golf Course. And this is a big event coming up. 4-man Super Bowl is the format. Space is limited to only 23 teams. And you can go ahead and commit to this, but you have to send a check if you really want to commit to it, because they're not going to place you as part of this until they get a check in hand. Fill out the entry form, write the check. The check-in starts at 11 o'clock and shotguns start at 1 p.m. Dinner will follow, and here you go. All the proceeds, of course, proceeds will benefit Special Olympics Wayne County. And you can go to Goldsboro Parks and Rec.com and get more information about this. GoldsboroParksandRec.com and get more information. All right?
Sounds great.
I guess that's it, right?
That's it.
Let's do it again tomorrow. We'll be back on Wednesday here beginning at 7 a.m. The show always repeats 5 days a week at noon. Then the show will re-repeat at 5:30 p.m. I had to think for a moment. The numbers throw me. All right, so let's do it. And so until then, I'm Wayne Alley.
And I'm Kate Daniels.
And this is Wayne Goldsboro Television.